as you continue down this pathway, the walls are covered with dwarven runes, and there's some points that appear to have been painted over in graffiti, essentially. You have in crude and childish artwork. You have the classic plethora of curse words strewn across the walls, a hello people, and then a smattering of the male reproductive organ. Because that's graffiti.
I'm expecting, like, you know whenever you go into like a public bathroom and there's just like graffiti vigorously scratched onto the wall.
Yeah.
3099.
Yep. And as you go, you actually see there are some points.
Here it says Varys is cool, and someone scratches it out. Varys is dumb.
Varys is dumb.
Varys smells good.
As you walk, you see there are some points where there's actually a plaque that's been like punched into the wall with nails. There we go. Get the words. And there's undercommon written on it. You read it, and they appear to be street names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like street names or like street names?
Like street names. Like above you is this street.
We're not cool enough for street names.
So you.
Do we know where we are in the city now? Like, we're getting close to the edge.
You are in the center-ish.
Oh.
Because you didn't move that far from the Braden house. You have like a general idea of where you are. Along the way, you see rats scatter across the ground and vanish into various holes or cracks or crevices. And walking down this pathway, you see that there are little enclaves of just like that extend like 5 feet into like a rounded sort of like nook. Does anyone want to investigate the nooks?
Sure, I'll investigate.
All right.
I shall investigate the nooks.
Okay.
Keyanthi will mind her own business, her own nooks.
All right.
16.
Ooh. Okay, so Luna, you peer into one of the nooks, and you see that there are it looks to be like these kind of like big shelves, kind of carved into the wall. There appears to be like a gathering of like blankets and like rusted, cutlery or like cups or whatever. Like you can gather.
Oh, the homeless population.
Yeah, probably homeless live down here. There is also like a cow skull with a hinge on it, and you're like, kind of pick it up. Hold it. What? You're not really sure, but it's big enough to wear as a hat. So.
Here, let's put this on.
Who's putting it on?
Where are you getting
Darius.
Oh.
You have to make, he's just like.
Persuasion, I guess?
You gotta make a persuasion check. He looks at you blankly as he's just like, what?
Come on, dude. It'll be fun. 11.
He just turns around and walks down the hallway. He's just like,
It's like, what was the clearing over with 19? I think our Tarina did make him wear that thing. Alright, Narcly, if you put this on, I will set you up on a date with my brother.
He just grabs it, puts it inside. He's like, and he starts dancing with it on. He's just like, sure. I like this. I mean, I think I look quite handsome in it. He's like, what do you think, Kenny? He's just like, I think it works for you. Yeah, like gives you that sort of like wild man look. And he's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this. We'll go with your like.
It's gonna be very sad.
Okay.
And Polly shakes her head in the distance. It's like this.
Ellie, you step into. Do you go in the same enclave or a different one?
A different one.
Okay, so you look into the different one. See similar things. Just big.
Yeah, I rolled a 12.
Big shelves. A blanket. And there's a little satchel in the corner that's kind of been poorly hidden behind some crumbling stone.
Did you say a satchel?
A satchel, yep.
Can I just... I'm just gonna poke my stick and just kind of peek inside of it.
Okay, so you poke it, there's no reaction. Do you wanna...
Yeah, I'm just gonna...
like, try to, like, flip open the lid?
I'm just, like, taking, like, the butt end of my staff and just slowly opening it.
It opens and, out rolls this mushroom with, like, bright blue spots on it.
Oh.
Make a nature check.
Nature. Hey, that's pretty good. 17.
Okay, this is a mellow shroom. It's a highly hallucinogenic mushroom.
Don't. Can I eat this fluid? Don't.
Is Keyanthi looking at me?
Like several pieces. Okay.
I look at...
Canaris, and I feel like Farius is not down for this, but I really want to see what he does.
Okay, so, you have to get the mushroom from Ellie first.
Yeah, I look at...
it.
You want to try it? I mean,
Yeah, let's all try it together, but we're alone down here. We need to keep moving. Just keep moving and be high. But what if something comes out at us, and what if you fall into the sewer mess, and you should put that mushroom back, it doesn't belong to us.
Oh, it's just like... Narji's kind of like... I'm always down for experiments. So I'd be for it. Kenny's kind of like, that's not really my thing. And then, various, we will make, he looks over and you see him, like, calculate this mushroom. That's a highly hallucinogenic mushroom. And we're about to traverse probably extremely dangerous sewers. And you want to be
That's
high.
a good point. Okay, Luna. After we're out of immediate danger of Toril, we'll try it.
Okay.
And I just put it in my
Sounds
bag.
good. And let's see if we remember that from the campaign.
It's like it can also be a very potent painkiller.
A potent what?
Painkiller.
Oh,
Oh, that's pretty nifty when we are in immediate danger.
I'll write down blue mushroom. Blue mushroom.
Okay, you guys, continue down.
Maybe doing shrooms.
All right. Did anyone else investigate? Did I get everyone?
No. I didn't do it.
Okay. You guys come to... At the end of the passageway, you come to the running water. Before, you had a whole 5 feet of passageway. But in front of you, there are divergent paths where there's... The canals are basically... Like, you have... There's a strip of walking space, but it's only like 2 feet wide, so it's pretty narrow. The rest is the canal. If you want to traverse further, you'll have to go along these narrow pathways.
I don't know the narrow path to go down for.
You have 3 directions to choose from.
Right.
There's a path to the west, a path to the south, and a path to the east.
So consult Farius and his magical map. Which probably isn't actually magical, but it is a map.
It's a D&D world. Of course it's magical.
Yeah.
He looks at the schematic. Let's see. We'll see how well he does. Kind of frowns and just like, well, if this map is correct, we should go. South would lead us to where we need to go. But this eastern path is not on the map. It's new. It could be shorter.
It could also be longer, though.
Can I
I think it's safer just go south.
Can I look down the eastern path? I just want to see what I see.
So the eastern path. Yeah, you can roll a perception.
You want guidance?
Sure.
Okay. You got it. Slap her anyway. Yeah, slap her across the face.
Oh! That's personally. Wow. I mean, 18.
Okay, so you guys look, kind of poke your head down the eastern path, and it's dimly lit. It kind of curves down, so you can only see like so far in. It looks like it kind of opens up into a slightly bigger chamber, and there's something like purple in there, like covering the walls. You're not sure what that is. In front of you, to the south, it goes down a small tunnel and then opens up to a large room with, like, you guys can see from here, there's like a big pool in there, pool of water.
Can I make some sort of like nature check to see if I recall anything about like purple? Does it look like vegetation? Or?
Okay, yeah, make an nature check. You want to try to...
Yeah, I want to try to identify what this purple thing is.
Okay.
What? Hey, that's a 21.
So the only thing you can remember about something purple would be, there's a purple fungus that is toxic. And it's toxic to the touch. So, like, you think, like, reasonably, like, if there were enough patches on the ground and if you were careful, you could probably traverse that way. To the south, at this point, you guys hear voices just talking in hushed conversation to the south, and the churning of water, and you see like the faint flicker of like firelight being cast on the far wall.
So we have poisonous mushrooms to the east. It sounds like there's people to the south.
Well, we already know that there's homeless people down here.
It's true.
So they're probably talking quietly as to, like, not draw attention from sewer workers. That's my best guess.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like it's easier to work to get past people than toxic mushrooms that it just a little slip up can. I agree.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would be much of a bother. We're just trying to pass through, so.
I mean, if we want to be careful, I mean, Boink can investigate the people.
True. That's very true. Good idea. If Boink wants to. Does Boink have free will?
No, he does.
Okay.
I mean, you can ask him. He speaks common.
Boink, do you have free will? As if he's right there. And
Yes.
I know.
A little voice comes out, and he says, "Yes."
Did Tarina tell you to say that?
No.
Okay.
Yes, because asking him if I told him to do a thing is totally the way to find out.
So, I mean, he said no, and, like, if he's afraid, he can't lie. So it at least means that you did not, he's honest that you did not tell him to do that. We should ask if he is able to help us, because then we'll know either way, if Tarina wills it or not.
I can help.
Yeah, we could just Boink go down there.
He's in his dragonfly form, and he kind of buzzes, and I believe you have a telekinetic connection to him.
Telepathic or telekinetic?
Pathic.
I can talk to him from any distance and see through his eyes.
Okay.
And talk through his mouth.
Okay, so he talks to you in your mind and asks if it's all right if he goes ahead.
Well, of course.
Okay, so he goes, and I will let you control Boink at this point.
I mean, he's gonna go up ahead and look at the people, see if they look sketchy.
Okay, is he going invisible?
Oh, heck yeah.
He sees that there are a bunch of drawings. They are super sketchy.
Yeah! That's what I was
Okay,
thinking too.
make a perception check for Boink.
Boy,
I got a lot
my
of dumb.
boy.
I'm just trying out, guys.
What is his perception? Perception is a wisdom. Oh, 14.
Okay, that's pretty good. He crosses this four-way channel and into the larger room. Inside, he hears a smattering of hushed voices and the reflection of the lantern light flickering across murky waters as he flies in. He sees a large room with 3 pools that have grates over them, and there's some sort of machinery that's kind of churning these waters. In the center of the room, there's a large red crystal that has basically magic markings around it. And the at the far end, at the far side of against the wall furthest from you, so the most southern wall of this room, he sees this group of humanoids kind of huddled around this basically trash fire. And there's 4 dwarves, 2 drow. They appear dirty, emaciated, tired. Their skin is flushed, kind of have a nervous tick, and they're speaking in quietly to themselves. And that's what he sees.
I describe this to the party.
Okay.
Do you think there's any food we can pass out, and hand over to them, so that if they are asked if somebody came down through here, they say no?
I mean, I do have a couple of these, and I pull out a handful of berries.
Yeah. I like the idea of bribing them with the good berries.
So you guys have to cross the canal. It can be done by outstretching your legs. So all of you just make dex checks. It's not a very high DC, and it won't end badly.
We'll see who falls in for comedic effect.
Yeah.
Alright, check this out.
It's Keyanthi all laugh. But it's not me. I got a dirty 20. 19.
Nice. I rolled a 17.
All the arcane boys make it too. There's a moment where Kenny kind of loses his footing a little bit, and then Narte from behind just kind of shoves him, and then he kind of goes forward. And so everyone avoids the sewage water. And who's taking lead?
We're not can if nobody else is.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
I'll follow behind.
The arcane boys will stay towards the front, with Narte and Canaris in the lead. Well, they would flank you. So how are you approaching this group?
Maybe have just a couple of us go over, and while the rest of us are passing.
Okay. Kenny nods. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea. How are we splitting up?
Ellie, do you want to go up since it's some of your good berries?
Sure.
Okay. I can go up with her too. Okay. I want to make sure that they're doing all right as well. I feel 2 is a good number to not completely overwhelm her. Yeah.
Alright.
So wait, how many of them are there?
6 total.
There's 6 of them? Okay. Well, yeah, I can give them 6 good berries.
Okay. So,
I'll give you guidance.
Ellie and Luna, you approach the group.
Ellie and Keyanthi.
Oh, Keyanthi and Ellie. Okay, Keyanthi and Ellie.
I know I might follow the story if you're watching all that. Ellie, I'm giving you guidance.
Okay.
Next minute. Alright, so you guys walk tentatively forward across the ground of strewn broken bottles and debris and trash and through the filthy air. The 6 of them huddle around this fire, holding in clammy hands, and then one looks up and says, "Who's there?"
Greetings. We don't mean any ill will. We're just
passing through.
You kind of squint. they found us. And then they kind of like pick up like these all six of them like brandish like these broken, you know, like sticks and weapons. One has a broken bottle, and they're just like,
No. It's okay.
I don't know who you're hiding from. We just wanted to step in with you so you didn't think like we were coming to attack you or anything. We were just passing by.
Okay, make persuasion.
We're just here to help. Am I making persuasion or it's probably just all you?
Okay, can you make your persuasion with your guidance? Because I got a nasty number. I have to touch you to give it to you? No,
well, I have guidance.
Yeah.
So if DM allows me to make a persuasion.
Yeah, that's fine. You were both talking.
Oof. Let's see. My persuasion is not bad. Okay. That's a 16.
Better than what I got. Let's do it.
Okay, so they kind of nervously shuffle and kind of like hesitantly put their sticks down, but they still have them in their hands, and they're just like, no one comes down here. Who are you looking for? What are you doing?
We're not looking for
You're here for a stash, are you? They're here for a stash.
No.
They're gotta be here for a stash.
No, look. Oh, wait. Look. So I pull out a couple of like good berries. Let's make a deal. We don't want to be tangled up in anybody's hair. So we'll give you some food. You go about your business and just pretend that you didn't even see us. And we'll pretend that we didn't even see you.
They look amongst themselves, and there's some like glances and a little bit of muttered exchanges, and they're like, one in the end, a dwarf says, "Right, throw it. See what you got."
Here you go. And I like throw like the 6 like good berries.
And they kind of like a couple of them reach out, others like kind of like shy away from it.
They seem small, but they can give you enough nutrients for the entire day.
Okay. One on the end who catches it, sniffs it, takes a small bite. More muttered exchanges, and the one in the middle that is some sort of leader says, "All right, well, let's you two pass,
and let my friends pass as well."
Friends? Who are these friends?
They're just our traveling companions.
Yeah. You can point at us.
Yeah, and I point towards our traveling party. That's just way farther behind.
They look over. Are they passing? Are you guys trying to pass them, or still hang out at the where you were?
We're passing them.
Okay, so they like jump and are like, make one more persuasion check with advantage because of free food.
Yay.
17.
Go well. Tarina has an idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I rolled.
Tarina, with all the love in their heart, we are not going to kill them.
Okay.
You know, if they're gonna act a certain way, people gotta assume something about you. Alright.
I'm sorry for wanting to kill the people who wanted to kill us.
Alright, that's so ridiculous to ask.
Alright, so
It's fine. I rolled a 26.
okay, yeah. So they look amongst themselves and there's start muttering, and one's like, "It's pretty good." They kind of eye you suspiciously, and then like grab the good berries off the ground. And they're like, "You didn't see us? We didn't see you."
And I nod.
Back into the shadows.
And they kind of like just like lean back into the shadows, and, which isn't as effective as you think because you can still see them like because of the firelight and stuff.
I do do the thing that Sokka does, and I'm like, didn't see any of us. Yeah.
Okay.
What a try.
So you guys pass through the room. It is 10 o'clock. Do you guys want to keep going, or do you guys want to stop?
How are you feeling?
Well, this was like a good stopping point, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We will.
I'm on Dungeon Damsels.
Yay!
Hello, this is Tiffany, your DM. Thank you so much for listening to Dungeon Damsels. We really appreciate all your support. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps us out. And if you're interested, we also have a Patreon as well as a podcast version of our show. You can find it on Spotify, TuneIn, Podcast, Podbean, and pretty much anywhere where podcasts are. Thank you again so much, and we hope to hear from you soon.